Okay, so I did a bit of a write-up about this, but it felt incomplete, and I wanted to kind of show off what some of this footage was like. So, my early take on Need for Speed, what is this one? Unbound? Unchained? Unhinged? Fucking the one that pisses me off the most. um, so overall, right, it's a pretty good game, and it functions pretty similarly to Heat in a lot of ways, right? It's got the day-night cycle, like Heat did, but one of the key differences from Heat in that day-night cycle is I don't think in Heat you could develop like your wanted level here, this heat on top during the day. I think that was only a nighttime thing. But in this one, you start developing heat during the day, and then it carries over to night, and you just start off, and you're just fucked right out the gate. Just immediately, you're having a bad time. You pull out of the garage at night, and the police want you bad. You know, that to me is frustrating. Something like I know this isn't like a GTA type game, but like you lose the police, and then you're cool. You can like do stuff. You know, that is nice for me. You have to like commit another crime to get the police to be on you again, but in this it's just like no, it's just on site for the rest of the day, um, which really makes it feel like very restrictive. I don't know if it was just like trying to create tension or what, but it just feels like I can't do anything ever. The actual racing is really fun, but they disincentivize actually doing races because you're going to develop this heat level too fast, right? Like some of these races will get your heat up to like 2 after just one race. And then at that point, it's like, okay, I guess I'm done for the daytime section if I'm already at 2, because I don't want to start the night at 5 because it's going to be impossible to do anything. I think in this clip that I'm doing here, I developed 3 heat during the day because I'm dumb, and then I did 1 2 heat race at night. So it's like that whole night section, I was only able to do 1 race. Because if I tried to do anything else, they wouldn't let me into the meetups or whatever, which is where you initiate the events, because I have like police on me. Even if you break line of sight, you still can't go in. You have to like lose them, and then there's like a cooldown thing, which will come up in this clip. And that takes so long. The part where you're losing the police takes forever. And then there's like a repair mechanic, right? Because you've got this health bar here, and it goes down very quickly. At least with my current build, I know that there's a thing to make it so it gets refilled the first like 2 times that you die every day or something like that. And I'm gonna look into getting that because that seems very helpful at this point. But you heal yourself by going through these gas stations, but the gas stations are on like a 5-minute cooldown or something like that. So even if I get to a place to heal, most of the time I just can't do it. Like at this point in this clip, I'm like really low, and you'd think I would go for this gas station here, but it's still on cooldown. I moused over it. You could see it's like 2.5 more minutes before I'm even able to heal. And that's not gas station specific, it's all of the gas stations. So even if I drive across the map, it's going to take forever. And then this is the escaping thing that I was talking about. It goes down very slow. You're supposed to be able to hold down B on Xbox to turn off your car and be harder to detect. But it takes so long. I don't know why they made it so it takes so long, but by the time my car was off, they had already seen me again, and then I have to start my car again, which also takes a long time. And these cops have like supervision, because I feel like I was not in an angle where they would have been able to see me. I guess they saw just the light itself. But a lot of times I feel like I'll break line of sight, and they'll just find me somehow anyway. I also feel like the cops are too fast, right? I get it that the Corvettes are like quicker than some of the other ones, but like they have off-road trucks that are faster than my car, and it just feels inescapable a lot of the time. Like, look at this guy right here. I'm using my nitrous, I am going in a straight line, I'm like at my car's top speed, and he just flies past me like nothing. Like I'm standing still. You know, I managed to hit this jump, and then I think I lose him for a second here, coming up, but then like I just get stuck going in this little circle, and it's very embarrassing, and I am not able to lose them. Maybe this isn't the part, but at one point in this video, I almost get away, and then I don't again. I do really like the restart system in this game, though. So each difficulty has a certain number of restarts you can do per day, and that really incentivizes you to not just like spam do the same race over and over again like you might in a different racing game. Because something like Forza, it's like, why would you ever not get first place in an event? Because you have both the rewind, and like if it's too far for a rewind, you would just restart the race. You know, it's like, why ever lose? There's no point to lose. But in this one, it's actually kind of like incentivized that you just take an L sometimes, so you can use that restart in a more important race later. And I feel like that's actually really cool, because I've always felt like racing games are kind of like one of those things where you just always win no matter what, because they're so unrestricted. And then, like, a continuation of that philosophy is in the weekend races, which are the qualifiers for like the big event at the end. They have this system where it's like 3 races in one day, and they're the only races you can do. And then if you lose that race, it actually like moves you to the previous day. So like you go back to Friday. And the whole game, I think, is a month long. So it's like 3 qualifiers and then like the big race at the end. So you move back to Friday, and then you have to like earn money again to go to the weekend, because each qualifier has a buy-in, right? The first one is 20k, and then the second one is 50k. And that's actually pretty significant. Like, you can see at risk in the corner here, it says I might lose 16k if I lose. And that's my entire take for this night, you know? So between this and the daytime, I probably could make like 30k a day. So for the qualifier to be 50k is pretty significant. And then if you lose that, you have to pay again, moves you back a day. And I don't know what happens if you just get stuck on Friday and you can never make enough money. But that might be an interesting trap for you to get yourself stuck in. I don't know. But I think that that's actually a pretty cool system, personally. Because there are some stakes to it. It's not something you can just endlessly replay, and then like the big events are still like not impactful, you know? So I like that. Overall, I think the races are good. The new systems are good. I just think that the cops are too powerful. Like, they're too fast. There's too many of them. It's very annoying to try to lose them. I wish I could just race, you know? I mean, I get that the cops are like part of it, so you're like, oh, I'm a bad guy. I'm over here doing street races and stuff, but I don't really feel like it adds. It doesn't add any like actual pleasure to the game. It's just fucking annoying. That's just how I feel.